That pass from Lewis Kelly is probably the most clear-cut chance I've seen us create in a long time. Like, and we don't make enough of those passes for 2-3 seasons, let alone this season. This has been a problem for more than one season, and we've been wanting. And Ødegaard has been just, scraping by, but he doesn't create chances like that. All he does is give Saka the ball, and he's like, okay, do something with it. And I do think that, we mentioned about the roboticness of our players. I think that has really affected Ødegaard and maybe having the confidence to do something else. In his mind, he's so trained and so drilled on having to do the same thing over and over again. It's like he's forgot how to play. He's forgot that he can use his own brain.
He's overthinking it because he's being told to do something. They're being micromanaged. Look at our manager jumping up and down like a clown every fucking game. Yeah, just let him play football. If you're so in tune, like, listen, Ancelotti is one of the
jump up and down. Stop it.
Yeah, they all win.
What did Egal say?
He said some of the best managers in the world jump up and down. Yeah, they all win.
I don't know what the manager does.
Ancelotti is one of the greatest managers I've ever seen in my lifetime. There's a case you could say he's the greatest. Yeah. However, he just goes and sits down on the bench. Every now and again, he'll stand up, hand on it, raise an eyebrow. But then, he's cussing them in the dressing room because they come out second half and they always play better second half. When we come out second half, what do we do? The same robotic system fucking based crap.
Do you know with the Ødegaard thing, though? Do you know with the Ødegaard thing? Don't you think it's sometimes cruel to be kind? Do you think if he was dropped in a big game, do you think that will stimulate him?
No, because he's weak. He's weak. Yeah, he'll go into his shell. He's weak, bro. He's been binned from the best club in the world. Yeah, he's gone out on loan and won at Sociedad. He went out on loan to fucking Vitesse and Herenveen or wherever it was. Yeah, he came on loan to us, did nothing. We then signed him. He's won nothing. Yeah, he's won one trophy in 12 years. He's won fuck all with his country. Yeah, can't even qualify him for a tournament. If you drop him, that'll break him.
I agree.
Yeah, that'll kill him, which is why this manager gave him the armband, because he knows he's weak. Yeah, he knows he's weak. Look at when Thomas Partey did that fuck up against Madrid, yeah? Where was our captain? Nowhere to be seen. Who was going over, cussing him? Declan Rice. Grabbing him up. Why? Because he's fucking been there and done it and won a European trophy.
And he knew.
And he had the West Ham fan. He was like their next Mark Noble kind of thing, yeah? It was like Mr. West Ham.
Last night, mate.
It's bullshit, man. It's jarring, though, man. It's jarring. I hope we win it, though, man.
I want to ask Egal in the panel one thing in terms of, Lee just mentioned we came in the second half, and for me, when we came in, there was zero intensity. Like, when I was watching that, it's like we don't want to win the game. We're just taking our time. Oh, we have forever. Oh, there's a second leg. And then again, it's not the first time I've seen this. There was no intention to go win that game. To say, hey, okay, we conceded a goal early on, but we still have a chance. We are confident in our abilities. We're confident in our strategy, our game plan to actually go and do something, not just rely on set pieces and corners, because that's really all that we do. We play for corners. If our wingers are on the wing, they're trying to get a corner, or we're trying to get a free kick so we can cross the ball in. Sorry?
I can't remember the last time we scored from a corner.
Oh,
We've scored one this calendar year.
We've scored one this calendar year, so even that's gone out the window now. So if you're not scoring set pieces, then you've got to score from open play, and it's not coming from open play. Again, yesterday was a prime example of a big game where certain players froze.
Yeah,
they froze.
And the only ones who didn't were Skelly. Yeah, it was just playing on pure adrenaline. Yeah. Because he's in the first team and he's getting a gig every week, yeah. And then fair play to him, he's a proper shithouse as well. Yeah, we like that. Andy's come through the academy, we like that as well.
We're doing results-based analysis. It's
not results-based. Where did I mention the result, bro?
I'm talking about DJB because I don't think it's down to just mentality or once again down to DJB. What were your exact words again? Can you repeat it one more time?
No, I was just saying. It seemed to me last night that when the big occasion, when realisation, I mean, when they beat Real Madrid, it's like the quarter-final and they was up for it and they played really, really well. But then the penny dropped. It's like, we're one game away from the final now. And it seemed to me that in the first 20 minutes of certainly the first half, certain players froze again. They froze. And I don't know.
The usual suspects.
Can you name who?
Ødegaard.
Can you name who?
Yeah, Ødegaard.
Martinelli,
Trossard. Marino was non-existent.
Marino was non-existent. I mean, I can go through the team. The only sort of players that you felt comfortable.
Even Timber, by the way. Even Timber. That's the worst. That's the worst I've seen him play.
Rice,
he's been unreal.
Maybe for 20 minutes, but the rest of the game he was fine.
Because you never said that on TikTok.
I'd say
I made it.
You never said that on TikTok. Okay, cool. Should we play the clip? Because you never said that on TikTok. You said that on Twitter.
I made myself clear right now.
This is what Egal said on TikTok. This is exactly what. No. Let's listen to what he said.
After 20 minutes.
Wait.
He was solid.
What was he doing for that game? Timber, one of his worst defensive performances today. Kvaratskhelia showed up and showed him what he
for 20 minutes, and then the rest of the game.
You never said 20 minutes in that. You said Kvaratskhelia showed up, but then because you see a stat all over Twitter that Kvaratskhelia made 0 dribbles in the game, you then changed your opinion on Twitter. Yeah, 100%. Guess what? Do you know why he made 0 dribbles, mate? Because Timber was fly kicking him every time he got the ball
and holding the crap out of him.
Timber, listen,
Timber played stupid. That was a stupid strategy to play so hands-on on him and almost pretty much get it. If you
we got lucky that weren't a penalty because in the Prem was a pen.
That was a pen.
Fair play. Yeah. I do agree.
And do you know he got out of there without a yellow card? By the way, he was like,
let's get back to the point. Though. I don't think in a game where our execution was poor, I could sit there and say that many players didn't show up and there's disappearance actions from.
Egal, did you see them fight for the badge yesterday? Yes or no? That's a simple question to answer what you're talking about. I didn't see a team that wanted to win yesterday, and you cannot tell me you saw a team yesterday that actually wanted to win, that actually wanted to play. We got outplayed yesterday. We were not in the game.
We got outplayed for 20 minutes. The rest of the game, we were controlling it.
20 minutes. We just talked about how we only created one clear-cut chance. So,
bro, the first 20 minutes is the only part PSG really seriously outplayed us. The rest of the game, the rest of the game, they were smart. They did not give us too many opportunities.
I saw the first half where they looked in complete control.
Facts.
Yeah, first 20 minutes.
No,
outside of the first 20 minutes. Outside of the first 20 minutes. The game was a 50-50 game.
We definitely grew back into the game. I think towards the end of the first half,
maybe
we were growing, we were creating a bit more.
More than 20 minutes, though, Christian, wasn't it? It was more than 20
minutes. But we didn't create fuck all. We didn't create nothing.
No, we were not in that game. We
created 2 clear-cut chances.
They didn't create a great deal. We didn't create a great deal. They got their goal and they just went, cool, we'll just pass the ball around.
So then why are we revisiting the game as if they were dominant for more than 20 minutes? They were
no. They got their goal. They gave us a footballing fucking lesson in that first half. Yeah, and their midfield is arguably the best 3 in midfield in the world. Yeah, if it ain't, it's up there. It's definitely top 3, right? Because Newcastle's 3 is sick as well. Right? But what they did is they utilized their substitutes to keep the energy levels up because they know that we keep going and going and going, and we got the power.
Have substitutes.
Yeah, no, we do have substitutes. The manager didn't want to bring them on.
Because he doesn't trust some of these guys. And
anyway, we've been around and around with this. Go on, Christian probably wants to wrap as well.
Super chats. I think we've got 5 left, and then we get some predictions for next week, and then we'll wrap up. Joseph Connor Golden says Lee, Gunnar, Kenny, and DJB speaking facts as always.
Big up, my guy.
Big up.
10 and
yeah. Try and pronounce that one, mate.
Must be asked over Ødegaard. Too many dead games as our captain. Egal, enough of Arteta apologetics. Drop Ødegaard for the Bournemouth game. Vanta White says our fan base needs cleaning up. Too many frauds. Baz, Arsenal is a mess. Looks like a Liverpool fan there. Any other club, this manager would be sacked.
Bullshit.
Finally, Elmod
it's not, is it?
Says Ødegaard will do Norway a huge favour when he retires. All right, lads.
Well, not a single Norwegian I've ever met in my chat. Yeah, very quickly, Christian. Yeah, and I've got about 6% of my main channel subs are Norwegian. Not one of them rates him. And where I live, there's loads of Norwegians here. And you can spot a Norwegian like you can spot a Brit in it. Yeah, like, I always ask him, do you rate Ødegaard? And don't know why he's captain.
Someone's got to rate him to make him captain. He was in the PFA team the last 2 years running, voted for by the Premier League players. So
yeah, that shows the level of the Prem.
But you know,
anyway,
all right, let's go around. Let's get some score predictions for next week. African Gooner, let's start with you, man. What do you think?
Why do I have to start? I don't even want to say anything. Look, to be honest, guys,
Come on, you can do it, but you must believe. Squeeze the lemon, guys.
I've never missed an Arsenal game in 22 years. And I feel like at this point now, I rather have going into a game, I rather protect myself and not have expectations. And if we win, you know what I mean? Of course, I'm gonna love it. I'd rather play that route than be positive and think we're gonna win and then get my heart broken. Because we've already done that like too many times. I've already done that like 15 times. So
you're a bit like me.
Just protect myself at this point. I think we can win, and I hope that we win on extra time too. I think we'll win 2-1 overall, so 2-0.
2-0. You think we'll go to extra 1-0 and then extra time?
1-0 and then extra time, and then we'll get the other. Yeah, we'll get the second.
Fair enough. Ken?
Sorry, despite the fact that we can, there's evidence that it can be done. I'm not confident at all. I'm going to go with 1-0 PSG because I think if they play with the same intensity and work their nuts off like they did yesterday, they're through. They just have to replicate what they did yesterday for them to be through for me.
Yeah. I see that, man. DJ?
2-1 PSG. I think they'll go 2-0 up, and I think we'll get a goal back. But the damage will already be done, I'm afraid. I'd love to be wrong, but as I said, taking the Arsenal head off and just looking at it from a football point of view, I think 2-1 PSG.
Lee?
I'm not giving the prediction. I'll tell you why, because when I did it against Madrid, you need to apologise. Yeah, then when I'm confident against Paris and we lose, do I still need to apologise for predicting a win? How does it work, Egal? You know.
Yeah, you got to apologise.
Do I have to? Because obviously I have to be held to account when I predict that we get slapped by Madrid based off of them winning everything. Yeah, so now I predicted a win and we lost. Like, then what? How does it work after that? Because I don't know. I'm a bit baffed.
All right, instead of a score prediction.
So I'm not going to give a prediction. PSG, I think, will probably go through after the fact that we effed it in the first leg, which is what I've said consistently, by the way. If we don't win the first leg, I think we're out. So I'll stick with that.
Egal?
We got to do it. 2-0 Arsenal. We got to do it. We got to do it. We got to go there.
We do have to do it because it's going to be embarrassing.
We got to go there. We got to go there. We got to be brave. We got to be resolute defensively. We got to be solid as a midfield, compact. Do not let these guys get runners from midfield. Do not let them win the ball high up the pitch. Thomas Partey shown that he was a big miss in the previous game, and he owes us off the back of the result that we just had and him missing the game due to his silly error.
Bro, he couldn't care less. He's leaving in the summer.
First Real Madrid. Also, when it comes to the attacking players, the likes of Mikel Moreno, Saka, and Martinelli, hopefully they can show us a better performance. Yeah, man, it's going to be tough, but I think we can do it. I think we can get a 2-0 win at least. And if we do that, we get to the final. And from there, job's not finished. Regardless, it's going to be an uphill battle. 2 more games from glory. Don't give up. And all this stuff about mentality and stuff like that, I don't think it's a mentality issue. I think genuinely it's just an execution issue at this point. Because the difference between
I don't know how you say that after you watch
the difference between the two teams was very small.
Okay, what is the difference between the Madrid game and yesterday's game? Just answer. Did you see a difference between how we played against Madrid with intensity and yesterday's game? That's mentality.
Thomas Partey was missing.
But that doesn't matter. Just because one player was missing, all the rest forgot how to play and how to put energy into the.
Bro, it makes a difference. It makes a difference when you have a player who's 5'7" at striker compared to Mikel Moreno. It makes a difference when you have.
It doesn't change.
We had a 6'4" striker against Bayern Munich, and with Partey playing, and we still lost.
All right. It makes a difference when you have Saliba.
Would you say this version of PSG are better than that version of Bayern Munich last season?
Okay, I'm gonna finish what I got to say before I go on to anything you asked me. But first thing, it makes a difference when Partey and Declan Rice are there recovering defensively than having Moreno and Ødegaard basically nowhere near the player that scored the goal. If you actually look at it defensively in those kind of situations, you would have another midfielder covering Dembele, and I do think that's a lapse of concentration from Ødegaard and Mikel Moreno, and that's the difference between them scoring and making it 1-0 PSG and Arsenal going on to potentially get something from that game. And hey, you want to talk about what was it? What did you say? The feeling that you had from the game? Of course, you're gonna have that feeling when you're chasing the game from the 4th minute of the game. 4 minutes into the game when you concede compared to a game that's 0-0 up until like 70 minutes. It's a completely different feeling because you're chasing the game. The other team has something to hold on to. You're at home and you're facing a team that's actually challenging you a lot more than any team has challenged us in a long time. And you can talk about pressure, we can talk about experience, you can talk about all that, but really and truly, it came down to them being better execution in the final third and being extremely clinical, where we were wasteful in the final third.